Let's give a warm TDH welcome to our very special guests. They are no strangers to the show. In fact, they are friends of this show, and they are coming on once again to share some very important information. And I encourage you all, I haven't said it this morning, but please do us a favor. I don't know why you don't when I ask, honestly. I think we should do a case study, but do us a favor. It costs you nothing. Share the link with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Share it on your social media page. Share it in your WhatsApp groups like you share all that other stuff. Why? Because this conversation requires everyone's participation, not for my ego, not for yours, but for the safety and sake of our children. So let's give a warm TDH welcome. Let me make sure I have the right, because we don't want to play the sirens on our friends. Let's give a warm TDH welcome to our friends from SCARS, both Debbie Ray Rivers and Brenda Lee White. Greetings, friends. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everyone feeling today?
Good.
Grateful.
I've got to ask you both. It is Public Service Day, and we're out here thanking some group or section or people or person in the public service. When you think of the public service, who is someone or a group or section or department that you would both love to thank this morning?
Teachers. Teachers.
Yes. Okay.
Police and Child and Family Services and teachers.
Okay, I think we're all aligned. Yeah, indeed. I say it all the time. Some of the hardest jobs, all of which you just mentioned, they are hard. And once again, thank you both for coming by this morning for this rather important conversation. A conversation which, in my opinion, needs everyone's participation, needs everyone. Even if you're unable to tune in right now live, make sure that you're sharing it so people can understand the importance of why we're having this conversation. So let's get into it, Debbie and Brenda Lee. So SCARS has launched a new survey focused on child sexual abuse in Bermuda. What prompted this initiative, and what are you hoping to learn from it in 2026 versus what you learned in 2017?
Thank you, Jamel, for having Brenda Lee and I. What prompted this survey is we are in the midst of updating our training curriculum. SCARS, as you know, and as you said earlier, education matters. It really does. And when it comes to protecting children in Bermuda from sexual harm, education is what helps people to do that, being educated on how to prevent this and understanding sexual abuse and understanding the risks and understanding how to reduce those risks. That all takes education. And so what prompted it is that we are collaborating with our partners, the Darkness to Light organization, who develops our curriculums in our community. And we're upgrading our recertification. In our country of Bermuda, which is very rare in many other countries. And this is what makes Bermuda so great and why we're taking child protection so seriously in our country, is that many institutions that open their doors to children require recertification education every 3 years, like CPR. Firemen and policemen do CPR every 2 years, even though they know the skills. They're reminded of the important life-saving information. And the same is,
Oops, I think we may have lost Debbie.
Mm-hmm.
I think we may have lost her.
It looks like it.
All right. Well, let's continue.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
So continuing on with that, audience and Jamal, this information that we're going to collect from the survey, yes, it's going to be used for our curriculum, and it will bring real world credibility to the training.
Mm-hmm.
It will demonstrate that the curriculum is informed by actual community experiences rather than assumptions.
Mm-hmm.
And we feel through the training, that's what's been happening.
Mm-hmm.
The curriculum will also include 5 Bermudian voices.
Mm-hmm.
So you would get that real personal feeling that that's someone you know, that's someone that you've seen around.
The survey looks at public awareness, attitudes, and experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it so important to understand, and not just the issue itself, but also how people perceive and respond to it?
Well, it's the prevalence, it's the long time impacts of what abuse causes and the importance to prevent it
Mm,
at the end of the day,
mm,
because it's always been a taboo subject.
mm, mm. Now, as mentioned before you came on, and it's my hope that this audience will share this link and share this survey to let people know that there's a survey taking place, because as you mentioned, it's always been taboo. It's been a subject we've avoided.
Mhm.
But community participation is a major focus of this effort. Why does every response matter, even from people who may not feel directly connected to the issue?
So, every child matters. Let's start there. Every child matters. Child sexual abuse is not solely an issue for survivors, families, and professionals. It's a
Mm,
community issue because child
mhm,
sexual abuse causes trauma. And what does
mhm,
trauma look like? It could be substance abuses. It could be a child misbehaving in school. It could be anything that's out of the norm that we need to know about
mhm,
because we're all affected when a child is abused
mhm,
in terms
mhm,
of relationships, crime, health costs, productivity. I mean, think about it. Somebody's not feeling well. The first thing they do, they spend more time at work. So
mhm.
they're acting out just like a child will.
Yeah.
And every response matters because
Mhm,
every adult has the potential to save a child from sexual harm.
mhm.
Their response in terms of awareness, attitudes, and actions can influence whether a child is protected.
Indeed. Audience, if you have any questions or comments about this upcoming survey, please send your questions and comments through. Again, if you have any questions, we're discussing SCARS is launching its 2026 community survey. Um, ca- let's just go back a bit. How will the survey findings be used to shape future education, prevention, and child protection initiatives in Bermuda? You kind of touched on it earlier.
So, when you think of the things that we'll be finding, we will get more of a better percentage of exactly what's going on in this little country when it comes to child sexual abuse. The last time we done the survey was in 2017. So much other things has transpired. You know, we want to challenge the child sexual abuse that yes, we understand it's shame, it's silence that comes with the topic. So
Mm,
we want to think of one of the biggest misconceptions, right?
mm,
Years ago, that strangers, for instance, are the greatest threat. But yet, 90% is someone a child knows,
mhm,
loves, and trusts. So we want to make sure the survey is collecting all this data
mhm.
so we know how to approach it when it comes in our trainings because we're going to put it in our training coming up.
Indeed. For those tuned in on the radio, we're speaking with Brenda Lee White from SCARS. SCARS has launched its 2026 community survey. If you have any questions, audience online, or comments, please send them through. We'll get through as many as possible. Let's speak about um, you know success, right? What does success look like from this survey, and how can the results help create safer environments for Bermuda's children?
Okay, so success for this survey will tell us that SCARS has created a movement where child sexual abuse is no longer tolerated. That Bermuda should be on a map as a country where 25% of its adult population have the skills and tools to prevent child sexual abuse, and education makes a difference. Success would be that adults in our community know who we are and what we represent.
Mm,
Success would be more survivors, feeling heard. They feel understood and supported because of our awareness and initiatives.
mhm. But I mean, we speak about this all the time. As you mentioned earlier, it's a taboo subject. Many
Mhm.
people find conversations about child sex abuse uncomfortable. They avoid surveys and participating in stuff like this, right? How do we move beyond that discomfort and get people to participate in surveys like this and engage?
Well, you thought about people not really wanting to talk about it, but it's more of a misconception, you know, that someone thinks that that the person hasn't been abused, because the person hasn't told them.
Mm,
But yet they see the aftermath of the abuse, but they don't know the story behind the person's behavior, addiction, depression,
mm,
because many survivors don't show the obvious signs.
mm,
So, in saying all that, we must really be good listeners,
mm,
really be good communicators, and
mm,
listen until you're uncomfortable.
mm. Indeed. And let's speak about the actual survey itself. For someone listening who wants to participate in this survey or learn more about SCARS, uh, where do they go for the survey? Like, how do they participate?
So you can actually visit our website, scarsbermuda.com. So www.scarsbermuda.com. You could also reach out to any of us, Debbie Ray Rivers, Debbie at scars.bm, our director of programs, Helen Punt, Helen at scars.bm,
Mhm.
myself, Brenda Lee at scars.bm.
All right. Well, we've got someone. Nicole Walker says, survey completed. Thank you, Scars, for all you do. All right. So
Oh,
someone
thank you, Nicole, so much. Thank
someone just meant
you.
to do it. I want to ask though, has Scars seen evidence that increased awareness and education has genuinely changed outcomes for children and families? Like what has happened from your work that gives you all hope?
Well, we just look at especially the amount of people that have continuously come back in the room. We have people that continuously, sometimes we see a person that's actually taken the training 5 years. So every 3 years, they've actually sat and taken the training and put it in their day to day life. Especially teachers. Teachers are mandated to take it, right? They're working with our kids and they see that what we're teaching about child body safety,
Mhm,
the community organizations, especially in sports, coaches being out there with our kids, sometimes it's one on one,
mhm,
and they have the knowledge and the know how now that when I'm with just one kid, what do I do? Who
mhm.
do I call? So it's really making a difference of protecting not just the child sometimes, but also that adult.
Indeed. Karen Edwards Simmons says SCAR survey completed last week. Thank you for your great work, and I've been doing my training every 3 years. Look at that! Look, see our
Thank
audience
you,
showing up.
Karen.
Right?
Thank
You
you,
love to hear.
Karen.
You love to see it. What message would you like every Bermudian to hear about their role in preventing child sexual abuse and protecting young people?
So I would say to the community, this survey is so important, and it's to have your voices heard, not just ours. Many of our survivors were silenced, and for various reasons, this is another chance to reclaim their voice, knowing that they matter, and so do you.
Indeed. How can people get in touch with you again? I know you provided some email addresses. Well,
Sure.
remind the audience how they can get in touch and where to go for the survey.
So Debbie Ray Rivers, the founder and executive director, she can be reached at Debbie at scars.bm. Our director of programs, Helen Punt, that's Ponte. She can be reached at helen at scars.bm. And myself, the operations manager, Brenda Lee at scars.bm. But please visit our website, www.scarsbermuda.com.
And just remind people one last thing why completing this survey is so important for all of us.
Well, I can say it's very important because we need data. Data is very important to understand what's going on, not just here in Bermuda, but worldwide when it comes to the protection of our children. especially when it comes to child sexual abuse.
All righty. Thank you so much, Brenda Lee. Let's get that survey filled out. Our audience is rocking and rolling already, filling out this survey. I'll make sure we do it today. We have Renee Sherlin. She's asking, what or how do you handle a case when the abuser is a person of trust? I was on a case jury duty when the abuser was a police officer. No one believed the child. Is there any improvement here?
So that's something SCARS is not equipped to answer due to the fact that we do the training of training adults, guardians, and we leave that to the police and Department of Child and Family Services to collect their data on their end.
Mhm.
We're just here for the training, the advocacy, and making people aware.
All right. We've got someone in the audience. Suzanne Ingham says, I don't see the survey on the website. All right. So are we able to direct her as to how to find it on the website?
Sure. Suzanne, do me a favor. Just reach out to Helen at scars.bm via email, and she'll quickly respond and send you that survey and how to get in.
All righty, Suzanne. There you go. Well, Brenda Lee, thanks again. Let's get this
Thank you.
survey filled out, folks, and we'll see you for the next time you come on.
Wonderful. Thank you,
okay.
Jamal, and thank you, audience. Yes.
You head out.
Yes.
Do you happen to incorporate red in your wardrobe during July or only blue?
Jamal, I love you, and it's red. Red.
I'm glad I'm asking these questions at the
And
end.
pink is in the red family. And if you see the blue is very so lightly done, and it's more aqua.
Yeah, this is a problem. Brenda Lee, you have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Jamal, you do as well, and it's always a pleasure.
Indeed. Talk soon. Have a good day.
Talk soon. Okay, bye-bye.
All right.